From the Mike and April studios, here's Unplugged with April.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Boy, do we have a good lineup for you today. We've got the slot lizards in the house. We're going to bring them in shortly. We got Jay. So hope everybody had a great Sunday, had a great week. Looks like we got a lot of people in the house. We got Tracy in Arizona and Michael Judd and Bradley Jones, Christine, Keith, Kimmy, Petco's, Robert. Thank you guys all for coming in. Really do appreciate it. Lots and lots of love and support. So we're going to get started here. We're going to talk about March Madness. We're going to touch base with Jay. I hope you guys have some questions you'd like to ask him. He's always behind the camera. I mean, he's playing. So this will be kind of fun to get to see him on the other side of the camera, and you'll get to talk with him and interact with him. He's a great guy. You're right. He's been wonderful to us. He's been mentors for our channel. So we wanted to bring him in, have him as a co-host. So that's wonderful. I will tell you, I was kind of contemplating on whether or not to do the show today with everything that's going on with Dad. But it seemed fitting to go ahead and do the show because for him, he's the one that showed me what a casino is like. It was nothing for him to pop in at 4 a.m. and say, hey, let's go to the casino. So we would go and have a great time. He then on YouTube was showing me the slot lizards. So that's how we found them. So I just felt it was just appropriate to still come on today and do the show with you guys. And I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be fun. It's just an open forum today. So if you want, we will go ahead and bring Jay in on the stream.
What up, what up, what up? Johnny Five's alive. Let's go.
How are you this evening?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We are doing great. Thank you for asking.
Sorry to hear about your father, and you have my condolences. And hope it goes smoothly.
Yes, thank you so much. We are in the final hours, so I appreciate that. We've gotten a lot of love and support over the week through the slot community channel on my Facebook. So I appreciate it, everybody. It's just been wonderful, overflowing with love and support.
Yeah, it's always nice to have that.
It is. It's been very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah. But so how did you do last night on the channel? Did you have some hand pays?
I had 2 hand pays. Got a little crushed towards the end of the evening. Down about, I think it was like 3,800. But then after hours, Sean and I, we got some good videos. So you guys will have to check that out later this week.
Nice. Yeah, that's been nice to have Sean S. there with you. We've really come to accustomed to seeing and hearing him in the background. So that's been a lot of fun.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's good. I'm glad you were able to get a couple of jackpots and get that. Yeah. So I don't know if KDC slots is in the house, but our March Madness bracket that we had a lot of the channels joined in. You joined in as well.
I'm busted.
Yeah. So the entire group is busted. There are no potential. Yes, there are no potential points left for anybody to gain. It is over. So it is official. KDC slots got first place.
And we're not even they didn't even go to the final four, anybody? Oh.
No, nobody had teams going any further than tonight.
Everybody out there, do not get picks from slot channels. Apparently we're awful at sports.
We can only pick, we pick machines. We don't pick basketball winners.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not good.
Yeah. I can't believe it. This is the first time ever that I've never had a competition going into the final championship game. So the fact that we're going into this round and we have nobody left to get in potential points is crazy to me.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting not to get one team at least.
So did you know anything about basketball, collegiate basketball, or did you just go through and pick favorite teams or something?
Well, I kind of gave up on watching collegiate basketball. It's a long story. It's a very depressing and sad story. So I went to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I was a big Badgers fan. And I think it was 2012 or 13. I can't remember the exact year. But they were in the championship game against Duke. And in my opinion, the refs jobbed them. The refs totally screwed them. The second half, after that, I vowed off never to watch college basketball again. So I have no idea what's going on with college basketball anymore. I just kind of picked random teams, and clearly that didn't work. So
Yeah, for me, I actually kept going back between Gonzaga, Marquette, and Purdue to win. And it doesn't matter because none of them made it that far.
Yeah,
but
I just picked Marquette because I'm a Milwaukee boy. So
there you go.
that was
So
all the knowledge I had.
I actually ordered a Purdue shirt to wear on March Madness, and it arrived way before. It arrived after they got kicked out of the tournament, so there was no point of wearing it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Are you from Indiana originally, or?
No, I'm from Texas.
Oh, yeah.
You
just wanted a Purdue shirt?
Well, I was hoping they were going to win, and I was going to win the money, but congratulations to KDC Slots. Yeah, that's wonderful. You're getting a $75 gift, Amazon gift card. We do
that's
have
awesome.
your email address, so we'll get that out to you. And congratulations to Peyton. She is our middle child. She won the $25 gift card because she came in second place.
Inside job.
Yeah, right. I don't know how that could have been. I know. It looks like Michael Judd actually has a question for you.
Sure.
Can you
What's
see
the
it?
word?
Would you like for me to read it?
Yeah, read it out. Just because I'm like trying to talk to a camera, and you're over here, and I'm like, oh, it's just.
Well, I appreciate you taking out time to do this for us and be my co-host. I really love it.
Yeah.
So Michael Judd says, Jay, to start the channel, did you indeed get a business loan or did you use your personal loan? I would assume the business loan method would be hard to obtain to start a YouTube channel. That's a great question.
That was just all personal funds. So yeah, there was no business loan or anything like that. I'm still trying to figure out the business aspects of the channel of how to manage all that. So that's all a learning experience still. So.
Well, you've got your merchandise right now, and
yeah,
are you packaging that yourself?
That is everything that comes from me. So yeah, it's the best quality. That's what we got.
Good.
The best quality.
Yeah.
You got to sell it, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Our hats arrive tomorrow, so I can't wait. I tried to surprise Mike and buy them, and then they're coming, and they'll be here. They'll be here tomorrow. They're supposed to be here Friday, but that's okay.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I wish I could rock the pink hat like him, but I cannot. I cannot wear pink. It's not my color.
Yeah. Kim's the only one who's rocked it so far that I've seen. I can't rock the pink hat. I tried to get 5K to do it, but it didn't work. He wouldn't do it.
Well, maybe he will. So tell everybody what's going on at the end of April. You have Slot Lizards weekend.
Yeah. So we have Slot Lizards weekend happening at the end of April, the last weekend. Friday night, we are having a dinner, and that's going to be at a Brazilian steakhouse. And we're setting up Ticket Spice right now to kind of get an idea of how many people are coming, so we have a proper reservation for them. And then on Saturday, it's going to be a group pull after the live stream. I'm only going to do one live stream on Saturday, the first live stream. And then for the second half, it's going to be a group pull, but it's not going to be live. We're just going to record it because it's the first time we're ever doing it. And then we're actually going to be doing a Ticket Spice event for that too. So we can get an idea, like it'll be a $20 ticket for Saturday, but that $20 goes towards your buy-in. So it's not like you're losing any money. It's just literally to give some skin in the game, so we have an idea of what's actually going to happen on Saturday. And then Sunday, 5K has the lanai reserved at Cosmo in his suite. So it's a super party, Super Bowl party, super 5K party, I guess you could say.
So is the weather nice enough for the pool yet?
Right now, no.
Overtake?
Yeah, right now, no. It's been kind of chilly here, so hopefully it warms up. I mean, it should be in the 80s by the time the end of April rolls around, so 80s, 90s. So
And they keep most of the pools heated right until the summer kicks in?
No, they shut them down a lot of times. Depends on the casino. So
okay.
like Circa heats all their pools, but I don't know if the Cosmo does, if they heat them or not.
All right. So somebody's put on here that you could rock a pink hat.
Should I? Should I go grab a pink? Should I grab a pink hat?
And Sean S. could rock a pink hat as well.
Yeah. I don't have any made up. I just have blanks for the pink hat, so I couldn't rock the slot lizard's hat. But
Well, it looks like you have another question. Jay, how much of super chats does YouTube keep? I feel like you guys get ripped off.
I concur. It seems to be very variable because Apple actually gets a cut as well. So like if you super chat from an Apple device, Apple takes a cut, and then also Google takes a cut. So it can be anywhere from like 50 to 70%, depending on where you super chat from. Yeah, they take 30%. Google does minimum.
Oh, okay. So are you saying that you get 50 to 70% or they keep it?
No, I get 50 to 70%.
Oh, okay. I was like saying that doesn't seem right.
Well, probably will end up being that way someday because they got to get their money. That's the way they are.
And what was that process like to set everything up? Was it pretty smooth with YouTube?
No, it's Google AdWords is kind of a pain in the butt to get going, especially if you change anything in Google AdWords. So that's how you get paid through YouTube, is through Google AdWords. So yeah, it's there's literally no tech support at Google. So there's no email, no nothing. You can't contact anybody at AdWords. You can't do anything. So it's kind of a difficult process. So
yeah, I was glad to see you were able to turn your chats back on. I think it was Wednesday night when they turned them back on during your stream.
Yeah, again, they don't inform you of anything. It just kind of randomly happens. I don't know. It's YouTube. It is what it is. So
Christine Keith says, can you keep your Zelle live for them? So
can I keep my what?
Zelle you? The Zelle?
Yeah. I got Zelle. I don't know what it is, but it's is that the one with email? I can't remember. I don't know.
I think it's your phone number.
Is it? I don't know.
I use Zelle a lot, but to pay my bills, but it's through my main bank.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I have a Zelle set up. I just have to remember what it is. But yeah, we could do that too. But the only problem is having so many things open. It's hard to keep track of.
Yeah, how do you funnel it to, right? To the right account?
Yeah. Well, not funnel it, but to see if somebody does super chat via Zelle.
Because you don't get the notice?
Yeah, well, I've got the, when you're recording, if you ever see in the background or when I'm doing this, I have my phone for YouTube, and then I have a second phone for the chat, because if you use StreamYard or Streamlabs, the chat's super small. You can't really read it. And so you need that second phone to read the chat. And then I have a third phone that's recording for TikTok and Instagram. And I don't know if I want to bring a fourth phone into the mix. I think that would be a little excessive.
Yeah, well, we came to visit you the first time, which was in July of last year. I think you were using an iPad at that point.
Yeah, I did have the iPad, and I had that set up, and it is a kind of a sweet setup. But the problem is that the camera on it isn't the greatest, so everything kind of looks kind of green. So that's more where I kind of cut it until they kind of increase the quality of the main camera.
Yeah. So tell us what happened with TikTok, because we were really you were pushing it out there, and then
your guess is as good as mine. They just nuked it. Yeah. They nuked it and said we were promoting illegal activity, firearms, and a bunch of other stuff. The only thing I can think of that would be firearm related would be because of saying 5K's name, 5K grenade. That's the only thing I can think of, because I was saying the word grenade. Point. Yeah, literally, that's the only thing I can think of. And it could be from the live streaming of the slots that they kind of nuked everything on that aspect. But we did open a new TikTok, so go check that out. It's at SL Slots 777. So check that out.
Lucky 7.
Yeah.
So you're doing a name change, right? So kind of go into that.
Yeah, and the reason I'm doing the name change is because YouTube and Facebook, they have an auto system for doing closed captioning. And I was wondering why some videos would get completely nuked. Like, I mean, just no views on Facebook. It'd be like 100 people would see it. On YouTube, it would only go out to subscribers nobody knew. And I couldn't figure out why it was happening. And then I looked at the closed captioning and Facebook, and because I always say slut lizards in the house, it thinks I say slut lizards in the house. So it thinks I'm talking about like slut shaming or something. Yeah, or the lot lizards too. Yeah, because the autocorrect. So you're kind of fighting the algorithm of lot lizards where to autocorrect to, if you type in slot lizards for a new person, it autocorrects to lot lizards. So they're more popular than I am right now. So I can't fight the beast. I can't fight those ladies of the night. It is what it is.
Well, it looks like we have another question from Michael Judd again. How did the team form? Your mods, Sean, etc. And by the way, Sean, I want you to know you do a fabulous job because Jay is very caught up in entertaining us. And you do a fabulous job of keeping him in line and showing him the super chats and stuff that are coming in. So I know for a viewer, I really appreciate it because it keeps you going and you don't have to stop in the middle of what you're doing, right? And keep trying to find out what you might have missed on the super chats and super stickers and stuff. So kudos to Sean.
Yeah, Sean's a good guy. The team, so basically it was just by dumb luck. I'm going to be honest. Bradley, I accidentally made him a mod. So then that's how his kind of whole thing started with Bradley, is he got accidentally made a mod because he was in the chat all the time. And then NES actually was probably the first person that I've met anywhere that recognized me and my voice. We were at a big jackpot event and we were sitting by a Dragon Link machine. And he's like, oh, hey, how's it going? He introduced himself. And I wasn't big into the slot channels that much, where I was like, researching different channels. And he's like, hey, your voice sounds really familiar. I'm like, you might have recognized, my voice. I'm the Slot Lizards. And he got all jacked up. And it was pretty cool. Yeah, NES is a good guy. He's a really, as much as I tease him and give him the business, he's an awesome guy. So I made him a mod, and then Robin T, she's the main event. So
yeah,
I had to bring her in because I couldn't just eat a side dish, and have a side dish for my mod. And then who else is there? Rain's World. Rain's World, I actually did meet before NES. Now that I think about it, I met Rain's World probably like 3 years ago. So I knew her from like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. I can't remember. And then who else is a mod? I can't remember who else. Oh, 5K. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. He just kind of rolled into the mix over time.
Kim Zilla?
Kim Zilla is a friend of mine that she's been a friend of mine since like 2012, 2013 when I moved here. So I've known her a long time. She used to run a bunch of meetup groups here in Vegas. So, and my ex-wife actually brought me to a meetup event. So with her, and then, well, we were married at the time, but not anymore. But
you have a solid team. They're very
everybody's really cool.
Everybody brings something different to the table, right? And that's one of the things I love about your chat. I like that it can be spicy. I like that we can go in there and it's just a family. Like, we are your lizard family, right? You see it all the time in the chat, how much people appreciate you're the Saturday night gig. You're the Wednesday night gig now.
Yeah. Kim Zilla. Sorry, Kim. I apologize. Sorry, Kim. I forgot.
Don't you worry, Kim. I didn't let her forget you.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
You shouldn't be nervous. You're doing great. We've got lots of people in the house. This is great. So let's talk about a little controversy. What is your take on the D Lucky experience? Because prior to talking to you, I had a different kind of opinion, but you have actually kind of persuaded me to agree with some of your points and your thoughts about that.
Sure. So D Lucky, he's an interesting guy in that he created a market for something that I would have never thought existed. I mean, it's amazing that the amount of people, like I've been down at the El Cortez when he's there, and he'll have a line of 15 people ready to do the D Lucky experience. And, these participants are willing. People are spending their money to do what they do. If they want to spend $1,800 in a chance that they feel that he makes them luckier or whatnot, it's their money. Who am I to judge how they spend their money? I would say the only criticism is that he doesn't keep up his losses to kind of show that he does lose. He used to do a lot of Instagram lives because I would just kind of watch him to see what he does. And whenever he would lose, he'd pull that Instagram live down right away. So I could see how there could be like maybe a little representation of how much he actually wins. But people are people. You have to make your own choices and make your own decisions on how you spend your money. And a lot of these people, some of them are kind of like Instagram models or whatever I've noticed, and they're looking to use it as an advertising experience because of how many subscribers he has and how many followers he has on Instagram. So, they're both consenting adults. That's the way I see it, and people are of their own volition kind of choose to spend their money. Now, would I spend $1,800 on 15 minutes? No, but that doesn't mean other people can't, and I don't judge them for that.
Well, they get a T-shirt, right, or a hat or something.
Yeah, and and they also do. They get limited edition kind of wear because you can't buy his shirts or his hats or any of that stuff outside. Market. Yeah, you can't get any of the merchandise unless you do the D-Lucky experience. So he's providing some sort of exclusivity to those people too, and kind of creating almost like a high-end club of people that have joined it by giving away those hats and T-shirts.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I never thought that people would pay that much money for 15 minutes, but hey, it is what it is. It's amazing that people do.
So when you were there and there was a long line out the door, were you there long enough to see 2 or 3 people leave to see if you could tell if they won or lost?
Yeah, I stayed and watched. The people that won were, of course, extremely happy, but the people that lost didn't. They were just happy to meet them and touch them and be around them, because people have different superstitions. People have different things that they think will bring them luck in the long term. And, nobody was mad that I saw.
I think from my point of view, we had been filming in one of our smaller casinos in Oklahoma, and then they cut it because of D-Lucky. They didn't want to get involved and have controversy. So for me, it personally touched us and our channel, and I was kind of upset over that. So it's just interesting to hear your point of view, because, these are mature adults making decisions. And people pay thousands of dollars, right, to go in the Viper down the strip. It's an experience. Yeah. You're paying for it. It's the same thing. You actually have a chance to win money.
Yeah. And if they feel that he is lucky, and some of the wins he has that I've seen people hit, they're pretty crazy. If you watch like the Big Jackpot, or you watch any of these other channels that are extremely high limit rollers, they don't even have wins that are that big. I saw one on it was like $125 bet. Dude hit like 60 grand on a Dragon Link at the El Cortez. And I've never seen any of those large channels hitting that kind of regularly as much as you see on his channel. So, maybe there is some, luck to him. I have no idea, but it is. So
when you started your low roller Wednesday, did you really think you were going to be able to stick to that low rolling?
I tried to. I tried to. I'm going to go back to it. I think I'm going to rotate it like every other week. Kind of do like a low rolling, and I'm going to stick to the rules. I promise. I'll try it.
You're not a rule breaker?
I'm trying not to be a rule breaker, but everybody in the chat, they just kind of antagonize you. They're like, do it.
Yeah.
You want to do it. And they poke it. They poke you.
So Slutty Math Teacher says, so it's $1,800 for the experience plus gambling money, or does the $1,800 include that?
No, it's you bring your own. It's bring your own money. It's $1,800 just for the 15 minutes, and then you play with your own money. So it's an absolute cash cow. I don't even know. It's amazing. I didn't think there would be that many people that would want to do that, but it's selling the dream, I guess.
Yeah. So Pop-Up says, does it surprise you that you have over 1,000 people in your lives?
I never thought that anybody would watch, to be honest with you.
But you're so entertaining.
I don't know. I just never thought anybody would watch, so I don't know. I mean, I figured some people would hang out and they find me entertaining, and then some people would be like, "Man, this guy's annoying as all can be."
Well, I think part of it is your chat. I mean, I'm members of a lot of slot channels, right? And your chat brings a lot to your channel. I mean, it's a great forum for people to interact, and have friendships. They can say, how they're feeling. I think it's a spicy chat, just like you say it. It's I love going in there and all the banter.
Everybody, it kind of reminds me of like an old MSN chat, like back when I was a kid, you'd get in there and, I was like, 14 or 15, and you just kind of throw out anything to see what anybody responds. And then you could tell everybody else is just kind of talking nonsense and having a good time. It's more or less just to provide a kind of a break from society, just to have fun for a couple hours a week. And
he has this saying, Jay loves pay me to be in his chats. Doesn't he pay everyone?
I do not pay NES. NES is just trying he's trying to create this, way to get paid. He wants some more spending money for his scratchers.
I love watching his show.
Yeah. He has a great show. Go check out NES Scratchers. We got him over the 10,000 subscriber mark on last Wednesday.
I saw that.
Yeah, awesome. I was super happy to be there for him when that happened. That was fun.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and he's got a good group of people behind him. A support system is great, right? Robin's is wonderful. Robert the accountant.
Yeah, Robert the accountant. I'm looking forward to seeing him again. Hopefully, he's coming out to Vegas soon.
So over this weekend, they had Slot Fest. Were you able to meet some of the different slot channels? Did they come?
I did not go down there at all.
You did not.
I'm sorry, everybody. I don't have the time. Unfortunately, I have so much stuff going on that I'm very limited in time. I'm building out a lab with a doctor friend of mine, and working with Darren on transitioning. Darren's my brother, of course. But D is going to be taking over the jewelry business fully. So that's going to kind of be the transition, is he's transitioning and focusing on the business, and he wants to grow his channel out. So if everybody, you can check out his channels, Darren Kensington, you just type that into YouTube. Make sure to go subscribe, but he's going to be coming out with a lot of jewelry videos and stuff like that. So he wants to focus more on that because that's his passion, really. He loves playing the slots, but it's for him, he really just loves making things and making beauty. So that's kind of going to be more his focus moving forward, to where he'll just kind of be coming in to the live streams whenever he has time to have some fun. So that's kind of going to
share more childhood stories.
Yeah, and give more childhood stories. Exactly. We've got a lot of them. Apparently, people love story time with Jay. So you gotta give it to him. Were you there last night for the stories?
Not for, I was
you went to bed.
2 Kids, 2 Cups story.
Oh, there was 2 good stories last night. You got to go back.
I'll have to go back
in the second stream. Yeah, it's good stories.
Nice. So let's talk about, for those of us when we come to Vegas and visit, right? You never really play that much on the strip itself, right? And you seem to be very, very successful at the Bighorn and the Longhorn. And I love the Bighorn, right? We've gone there 3 times to meet up with you guys. Do you truly believe it's better to play off the strip?
Well, not only do I believe it, but the statistics play it out. So each area is broken down with the state of Nevada of how much the pays are per month. So every month they have to put their total ins and outs to the state of Nevada, and they break it down by pennies, 5-cent, quarters, and dollar denoms. And you could actually physically see that percentages wise, the strip pays out like on pennies, like 87 cents on the dollar. The down on Fremont, it's like 89.5 to 90 cents. And then over on Boulder Highway is where I play. And then like in North Las Vegas, those are kind of combined together. It's like 92 to 93 cents on the dollar. So if you're looking percentage payback wise, it's literally mathematically a 5% increase in payback, let alone all of the perks of, like at the Longhorn, they have their wheel spins. So you get a wheel spin for every 500 points that you get in play. And those 500 points are actually $250 total in slot play, because you get 2 points for every dollar spent on slots. So every $250, you're getting a spin to where you can win anywhere from like $10 up to $1,000 in a spin. So your kickbacks on that free play is way more than I would get anywhere on the strip or even on, downtown. Now, do they have limited games and things like that? Yes. I mean, they have limited games because it's a small space.
It's much smaller.
But I'm there to win. I'm there to hit some big wins. Like we just hit, that $5,000 ball. I mean, I don't see on a $20 spin any of the other channels really hitting $5,000 balls down on the strip and stuff. It's just, they have huge overhead. I mean, it is what it is. When you have that giant buildings like they have down on the strip, you gotta pay for it. And then they've got, they're publicly traded companies. So, they have to hit their earnings.
Well, I know when we were there this past time, so at the end of February, we brought our friends with us, and they played at the Longhorn, and they played enough to go up to the spinning wheel several times. And they they got play, and they're not even locals, right? They're from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's where I got my first ever hand pay in Vegas, was at the Longhorn.
Yeah. On that Panda Magic, that was a good one for you.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. I wish I was recording.
Yeah, they they're very, they don't want it to get out of control there because it's such a small casino that we kind of approached them about recording and said, hey, would you mind if we record here? And kind of showed them that we have a channel, and they're like, well, we'll do it on a temporary basis to see if it doesn't disrupt the players too much. So I think for them, it's because the casino is so small that they have to balance recording with disruption. Because, I mean, I get excited. It is what it is,
Hey, I was loud the night I was there 2 times ago, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, hey, tell the children she needs to be quiet. She's being too loud.
That happens. People tell me all the time, they're like, man, that guy needs to shut up. And I'm like, okay, you could turn the channel, move along.
So pop up is there any chance you're going to be coming to Oklahoma to try the red screens? And now, are you familiar with the red?
That noise that those machines make me want to just take myself out. I can't do it. Like if I watch a live stream from Oklahoma, that noise of going ring, ring, ring. I mean, whew. Like I can't take it. I don't know if I can handle it in person.
Yeah, it's taken a while to get used to, right? Because you go in there, especially in the high limit room, it is so loud. Yeah. They've got, probably more than half of the machines in the high limit or the high limit room are those types of machines. So it is super loud.
Yeah, I can't. It's just so loud. It's just, and then the tone of that ringing is like, it gets me.
Piercing?
It gets me. Yeah, it gets me. It's like, I'm not normally bothered by sounds, but that ringing just, like if you ever wanted to torture somebody, just play that for, a couple days and they'll tell you anything.
Well, they're very profitable, right? Mike likes to play the red screens. We actually did a video on playing them, and we were actually very profitable playing those versus the other, just my favorites.
Sure. Well, I'm sure they're like the 3 reels. Are all of them all 3 reels, or what?
There are some 5 wheels or 5 reels. Sorry.
Okay.
Marge Johnson said, I agree with you, Jay. No red screens for me.
Yeah. The red screen. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I've seen it where it hits massive, where that thing gets going. I don't understand the concept of why it kicks in or what the deal is.
Just random,
Oh, it's just
it's random. A bingo card.
Yeah, I don't get that whole bingo card thing too. It's just, it seems like just a way around the system instead of just saying, okay, we'll just let you play slots and move on from there instead of like, oh, this is a bingo machine.
Yeah,
everybody
that's
knows
exactly
it's not
what
a
they do.
bingo machine. Come on now.
But they actually do display the card. So you can get 4 corners and you'll win so much money. So you can see it on some of the machines. It really is happening in the background.
Sure.
I mean, other than we wouldn't have anywhere to go to gamble other than going to Louisiana. Gambling Granny says she doesn't get the bingo card either. So as a local in Vegas, going down on the strip, not one of your favorite things?
No.
Crowded?
I mean, yeah, it's tough. Just because getting down there and parking and I don't know. Unless I'm going to be hanging out there for many hours, it's not worth it. I mean, I just don't. I think I've been down to the strip maybe 2 times in the last year. Probably.
I know we did our group pool.
Yeah.
At Cosmo.
That was over a year ago, though, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's been a while.
That's crazy.
I like going to the Longhorn, and so when people come and see you at the Longhorn, I know the last time we were there, you had a couple of visitors, right? It's really hard for you to stop and when you're having a live and visit with them, right?
Yeah, the live stream when the live stream's going, because I want to focus on the show itself. So it can be difficult when people come for the live stream. If they want to just come and hang, I have no problem. But like to kind of sit and talk, I feel it does take away from the show sometimes. And I always want to talk to people and just kind of say hi. But if you ever, when the live stream happens, if people are in town and you want to hang out afterwards, I'm more than happy to hang out after the live stream. It's just really hard to do during the live stream just because I want to give my attention to everybody who's in the stream. So I don't want anybody to feel like I kind of shunned them or anything like that because I'm not trying to. It's just that people have come accustomed to having a good show and I want to put that show on.
You do a great job at that.
Yeah.
I will say a tip from coming and visiting you a few times. You can take a cab to Longhorn, but you are not going to get a cab going back to the strip.
You almost made me snort there. Yeah. So it's Uber only because, you can get a cab out there, but a lot of cabbies won't even take you out there.
Oh, well, then we've gotten lucky a couple of times. I guess twice we've taken the cab.
Yeah, they're not supposed to deny you to go anywhere, but a lot of them just want to stay on the strip and just kind of run between casinos because you got to think it's such a long trip out. They're not getting paid for the trip back. So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just so everybody know, if you're going to go, have that Uber app, the Uber app, and then have it, arranged to pick you up and take you back.
Yeah, Uber or Lyft, one of the two.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. The Lyft. I think we use Lyft. I can't remember. I saw another question. Let's see. Do you like those wild games? I know they aren't at the Horns locations, but I've hit some really big jackpots on them.
I wish they had them at the Longhorn and the Bighorn. Wild, it's one of my favorite games. I wish they had the Wild Buffalo. I love that Wild Buffalo.
I think I've seen you play the Tarzan, right?
They took that out. It's gone. They replaced it with old school Dragon Link. So
I love the Dragon Links.
I know, but I wanted some variety. I was hoping they'd replace it with something else. But hopefully they replace that Buffalo brand with Wild Buffalo. That's what I'm hoping. But I do love those other Wild games, but they seem to be kind of out of popularity here in Vegas. You don't find them as much as you used to.
They're not very many in Oklahoma either.
Yeah. I love them. I like the Hawaiian one. I can't remember what Wild. I don't remember what it's called.
I can't remember it either.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of the drums and the lightning links.
Oh yeah.
Dragon Link. Well, why do you think it's so controversial over the moolah?
Well, why is Planet Moolah so controversial? That I don't know, but that game really has either people just absolutely adore it or they absolutely hate it. There's no in between. There's no I kind of like that game, or I don't know. It's just
it's either love or hate, right?
Absolutely love or hate.
People drop off if you play it.
Oh my gosh, do people drop off? I mean, it's like 300 to 400 people in a stream of like 16 to 1700 people. It's just instant. 300 to 400 people gone. Just they're like, I'm out of here. They're like, moo. I'm out.
I love playing it. I like the older version. Michael despises it. He does not
Yeah.
like it when I play.
I think it's just if you, like for myself, I just can't win. I can't win. I try so hard. I put all my effort in and all my money, and I've never won on that game, like to get on a run. You know, I play a lot of machines, and there's machines that I don't like, say the fireworks game. A lot of people say that machine is terrible. But at least I've gotten on runs on that game to where like I put 300 in and I cashed out like 3,900 one time. You know, Planet Moolah, it's just those cows are hungry, you know. And then I see people getting the unicow all the time. Like they get the unicow like 4 times.
I've never seen it.
I've seen it so many
I've
times.
seen it on videos.
Yeah, I've seen it at the Longhorn a bunch, or at the Bighorn, not the Longhorn. At the Bighorn, I've seen a bunch of people get the unicow, but it's always on like $1.50 spin, or like it's never on the higher bet amounts. I've never seen it.
Interesting. That's interesting. So let's kind of loop back to the cab drivers, right? What is your opinion on the $20 trick and the tipping when you're in Vegas? So I personally will set aside $200. So I have $100 worth of 20s, or 20s worth of $100, up to $100, and a bunch of 10s, 5s, and 1. And I tip everybody, right?
Sure.
From the registration desk to when I'm getting a drink. If I'm in the food court, I add tip to that as well. And there's always people on the Facebook forum saying, why are we tipping them? Why are we tipping them? Right.
I think it's a matter of your philosophy on if they should be paid a proper wage, or if that type of job, you know, historically has been a tipping job, or if it hasn't been a tipping job. So I used to waiter when I was a kid. So I'm a tipper just because I've been in the business. So I understand, you know, you can, for all like the way you're like, well, society should pay them enough or whatnot. I think society is what it is. So, you know, holding that individual as like the bad person for taking that job, I don't think it's the right thing to do. So, I mean, I'm a tipper just also because I believe in good karma. What goes around comes around. You know, if you tip somebody, yeah, maybe you'll get it back some other way. Who knows? And if not, oh well. You know, if you made that person's day a little happier, and if you have like a regular, like the waitresses at the Longhorn, they see us roll in the door and they come right over right away, and they bring a drink.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They know they're there with the inner drinks and the water, and they're ready to go.
Yeah. They're ready to go because they know like they're going to get, you know, a $20 bill for the night for, you know, 6 or 7 drinks. And for them, I mean, it's not like it's outrageous money, but you know, it all adds up in the long run. And I've been there. I lived off tips, so I understand. So I just want people to be, you know, be happy.
Well, Vegas to me is an entertainment capital, right? And so when I go there, I love to tip. Like if I get exceptional service, I am just tipping away, right? And then we went to Beer Park and we had our live there, and it was very successful. We had a wonderful, wonderful waitress, and so much so that she was letting us film, unbeknownst to us. We weren't supposed to be filming in Beer Park. And she let us come back the next day, saved the table for us when the Rock and Roll Marathon was in town. And she saved the exact same table for us. So, and we had her when we came back the second day, even though it wasn't allowed, right? And I just gave her a big tip, and I was like, "Thank you so much for allowing me to do this." Right?
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes with tipping, you can get a couple rules broken in your favor, and not necessarily rules, but like, you know, somebody will look out for you for the next day and kind of help you out and be like, well, you treated me well, I'm going to treat you well because I appreciate what you did for me.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're going on vacation, right, that's part of the experience.
Yeah.
Having a great time. It's one of those. Let's see. In January at the Longhorn, we had like 7 people for dinner. The bill was so cheap, it was $90. We gave the waiter $50. He was legit almost crying. That's what Anita said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Think about that. How you made that person's day. That they'll never forget that moment. You know, to create a moment like that for them to, you know, and kind of change their day. maybe they were having a bad day and he just swung that around to where that person is just like, yeah, this is great.
I know when we were at Planet Hollywood, I had the best service ever. And she would bring me a glass of wine or a beer. And every time she came, I would give her $5.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that, kind of takes out the free drink that I'm getting. Mm-hmm. But she was so tentative and she was there every time I turned around. I didn't even have to ask. She would find me if I moved machines, right? And so that I can appreciate. Mm-hmm. Other casinos you go to, they're not coming around as often or whatever. So I just find it better. It's a better experience for me and it's a good experience for them. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if they don't reciprocate, then you're like, oh, no tip for you.
We've had that too. See, Daniel Gonzalez says you are a good man and it shows. That's why people like the lizard.
Oh, thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate that.
I think you have a great brand, a great channel.
Yeah. Daniel, he's a big supporter. He's in the chat all the time, coming in hot. I appreciate that.
He's been a big supporter of ours as well.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
It's been fun. It's been very rewarding for us to see how many people come in that are our lizard family and come into our chats, our lives, our videos, watch and support us. And you probably didn't even know when you're creating this channel, right? What was going to happen? You're going to have this huge family and following, and it's awesome.
Literally,
you would have that.
Yeah, I just threw it up it was more for my own entertainment. I even go back and watch old wins and stuff because it just, if I need a little quick pick me up to make me happy, I'll just be like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was a good time.
I just remember the first time I saw you. My dad, once he couldn't go to the casino anymore, he started watching you on YouTube. And I thought to myself, why are people watching other people on YouTube gamble? And look at me now.
Look at me now. Yeah, it's
fun.
Well, even like that same concept that you had in your head of like, why do people do this? If you've noticed, my sister just finally started watching recently with my brother-in-law. And I mean, for all these years, they're like, I don't get it. I'm not going to tune in. And then now she's like, I can see why people love watching it. It's so fun. And I was looking forward to the next weekend. She wasn't here this last weekend because she was in the Bahamas, but
on their cruise.
Yeah. So but she kind of caught the bug a little bit, I guess, and understood it. It only took 3 years, and being related.
Yeah, and I think that stems from you and Dee and the entertainment that you bring. But it also is so nice to come in and see, hey, Tracy, how are you doing? Kim, how are you doing? How's Rain's World doing? You just kind of build that bond with people in the chat.
Yeah.
And I just love it. 5K's a fan favorite.
Yeah, no, I mean, in 5K, I've never met 5K before the channel. So he was are you serious? A watcher of the channel. Yeah, I never knew him before. So
tell me the first time you met him.
He came to a Longhorn live. Yeah, he came to a Longhorn live stream, and then we took him back to his casino. But yeah, just hanging out with him. So yeah, he came out, and yeah, it was like I said, I had never met him before, and yeah, he's a really, really nice guy.
Yeah, so I would get the opinion and that you guys have been friends for 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, no, wow. I never met him before the channel. So
that's awesome. All these people are coming into your lives, right? And
yeah, it's great to meet all these wonderful people.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so Marge says, I've been watching you guys gamble. Saves me from going to the casino.
Yeah, and I actually get that a lot from a lot of people saying that it kind of, if they may have a bug that they may gamble too much. A lot of people say it kind of helps them out to not go to the casino as much. So it's kind of cool that way.
There was a question earlier, it rolled by, but do you find yourself more lucky with Sean S. beside you? Has he brought you luck?
For sure. I mean, just good people.
Good vibes.
I feel, yeah, good people just kind of bring luck, So it's more the good people. When you get around some people in the casino and they're real negative, I feel like it kind of brings me down a little bit, So it's always good to have somebody there who can help you stay positive if somebody's being negative. So.
Well, and I think you handle all the Karens that you run across when you're filming. We get that too, where people don't like it. It's uncomfortable and you don't have permission to film. You know, you're very class act, right? You handle that quite well.
I try to. If I'm half German, half Polish, if my inner German side came out, it wouldn't be good. Polish side is winning right now.
I have to bite my tongue, right? It's so hard sometimes. So
yeah, it is hard.
Get those Karens beside, and the vibe is just sucked right out.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things I love about your channel, because you always hear the positive vibes, bring the positive energy type thing. Let's talk about your emojis. You got some very interesting emojis, and I like how, since we've been watching, you know, you've got all the struggle bus, and then we have the Hugo, we have the hashtag FK. You know, it's fun to be a part of the storyline and know where those the emojis come from.
Yeah, I miss Richard Simmons though. I might bring him back. I don't know.
Are you only allowed to have so many custom emojis?
Yeah, so once you get monetized on YouTube and the number of membership, it's based on memberships. So the more memberships you have, the more emojis you can get. Now
you've got to have the most memberships.
I'm probably out of all the slot channels. I mean, I'm very fortunate that 5K loves to donate memberships. Shout out 5K. I'm looking at you, brother. Shout out. But yeah, I mean, at one time we were actually up over 1,000 members. So it was pretty crazy. So, but YouTube, based on how many memberships you have, will give you a number of emojis. Once you attain those emojis, they never take it away. So like we got up to 1,000, but like anything above 1,000, like you have to have a lot of members to get more emojis over 1,000. You have to have like 1,500, and then it's like 2,250, and then like 3,000 to get additional emojis. It's pretty crazy.
Wow. So looks like the consensus is we don't actually miss Richard Simmons. We just miss the emoji.
Yeah, I missed the emoji. Yeah. That was entertaining though, that night with Richard Simmons.
Yeah, we've had some entertaining nights with people popping in and out.
Yeah, last night there was a guy on there named Mike, and I just was like, I'm over it. I kind of.
Was it Mike able to do cool stuff? Did you like?
No, I think it was. I can't remember what his name was, but it was like Mike the Hunt or something. I can't remember. But he was being a little aggressive, and I told people not to spam the chat, and he still did it. So like,
gave him fair warnings. You usually do, right?
Yeah, I told him not to spam the chat, and that's like one of my only rules is do not spam the chat, because then you're ruining the chat experience for everybody else.
So I saw a question, it went away, but it was something about your jackpots. What's the biggest jackpot? Oh, here we go. How many jackpots would you estimate that you hit per year? I'm sure there's a lot that don't get caught on live streams.
Well, I've got all the videos as well. So like if I don't even know how many jackpots. I couldn't even tell you. I don't know. It's a lot.
I can count on my fingers how many I've seen you win. It's a lot.
Yeah.
That night we were there with you in person. You were on the mermaid game, Sahara Gold. Was it 2 or 3 machines in a row? You got it.
Yeah. Oh, and then it was
on the back
Dragon
side.
Rich. I think it was Dragon Riches too. Yeah. So I mean, there's nights where I'll have like 5. Last night was 3. So it's probably up over 200, 300, I'd say, a year. Yeah. I like that. I just saw a chat said my granddaughter sings back to back. That's what I like. Do it.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say.
Back to
that was a sing it, Jay. Sing it.
Yeah. I got my good microphone now, so it sounds better.
Yeah, you have a very good setup there. Very nice.
Yeah. I wish I had a better face for the setup, but
the only thing is we can't see those lobes.
Oh, the lobes. They're all hot. They're all hot and red right now. They're so hot right now.
You just have such a great personality. This is a great forum for you, the slot channel, the entertainment. You're very genuine, right? We've met you several times outside of being in your lives, and you truly are. What you see on camera is what you get when you're off camera, right?
Yeah. I don't have enough energy to create a different persona. I am who I am. So, I mean, I just, I don't have like an on-camera personality compared to an off-camera. I'm just a
you are who
regular
you
guy.
are.
Yeah, I just am who I am. So
Little Dutchie says, do you ever not record your play? Do you just go and have fun?
Nope, I record every single bit. Yeah, I just don't ever go and play and have fun just because to
That's
keep
when you'll get
track.
the grand.
Yeah, and if that ever happened, that would be the saddest moment. Like the one time we did not record play, that was at Red Rock when D hit that 26,000 or 25,900 on Dancing Drums because they didn't allow recording. But normally I don't ever play anywhere that doesn't allow recording just because it's the amount of money that has to go to keep the channel going with what's coming in from YouTube, and soon hopefully Facebook. But that money you have to, it's a money management thing to where you want to make sure you're not just wasting money and time somewhere. And plus I'm very limited in time because of all the other things that I'm kind of involved in. So I always have to make sure that if I am playing, I'm recording, 100% of the time.
That's Mike's motto. He has that ABF, always be filming.
That's right. Yeah. Because again, like you said, you never know, like that one time you decide not to film and then you hit $8,000-9,000 and you're like, oh, I wish I was recording,
Yeah, when I was at the Longhorn, right? And I hit that. Yeah. Sherry Jones and I were just having a great time. And I'm just sitting there playing. And then before I know it, I'm like, I'm in the bonus. And then the major drops. And then I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
There's no recording, right? Out of respect for them. And so it's just like, oh man. But it was still a fun experience. And I'm glad I won the money.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So there are some Facebook forums and they're talking about the MSG Sphere and that the locals don't like it. And that it's another eyesore that's going to be a pain in the butt and a failure. Do you see that? Or what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Is it going to be a failure? I honestly give it a 50-50 shot, to be honest with you. And the reason why I give it a 50-50 shot is location. The location is terrible. It's behind
the strip.
It's because it's behind the Venetian. It's on Koval, so it's not on the strip. So you're behind the strip. They're gonna try and make the loop, the monorail loop go to it, and they're making it go to it. But nobody rides that monorail loop. Nobody cares about that thing. And I don't know. I think they're really going to have to put a lot of money into advertising and to get something, make it different of an experience than just going to, say, the stadium. Yeah, the stadium trumps the Raiders stadium. People love that stadium. One, because it's kind of open. It's not it's beautiful. It's not as sketchy over there. Over where the MSG Sphere is, it's sketchy. I wouldn't be walking around there at night. I'm good on that. So location's going to be tough. And another thing, they put so much money into that. It was, I looked it up recently. The budget was supposed to be like $1.2 billion. And they're at like 1.9 billion in over, total. So like 700 million in overages. And they're literally MSG, Madison Square Garden. That's what MSG stands for, is basically putting all their eggs in one basket in this entity. In that they actually had to, from what I heard through the grapevine of some promoters, is they actually sold off Tao Group. So Tao runs all the nightclubs here. Well, not all of them, but 90% of them. And they sent out an email to everybody that things were going to be a little tight to all the promoters, and they've had to sell that off basically to fund this, the MSG Sphere. And I mean, in concept, it's cool. Now, would it have been better, like, say, where the Tropicana is next to MGM? Like if you took down, like if you bought Excalibur and took Excalibur down and you had this big giant sphere where all the entertainment is, that's a different story. That's a complete different story because you have T-Mobile Arena, you have the Raiders Stadium, and then you'd have this big sphere where Excalibur is. That'd be really cool. But the location, I think it's going to be a tough sell. I think
Potentially, right? They're building up the north end.
they're trying to, but they're not even on the north end. They're on the
They're
backside
back
of the north
behind.
end. Yeah, they're like the unwanted stepchild area of the north end. Like if you even were to put that where, say, in front of the Trump or something across from the Wynn, that'd be a way better spot. A million times better if you put it over there. Because then you're at least by the Wynn and you're kind of in the main frame of everything and you're next to the fashion show mall. So it'd be kind of cool to have it over there. But where it's at, I don't know. We'll see.
It is a weird location, right?
Yeah.
We've been seeing it being built up for the last year and a half. It is just kind of odd to be off to its side like that, and in that particular location.
Yeah, because it's behind the Sands pretty much, or behind the Sands Convention Center, so which is behind the Venetian and the Palazzo. So we'll see. I could be wrong. I was wrong about, I didn't think the hockey team would do very well here. But man, that guy who owns the hockey team, he really put a lot of effort into local outreach, and he really crushed it to prove that you can have professional sports teams, especially a hockey team, which can be a tough sell in a lot of areas.
And I think
be able to
Tom
make that.
Brady just purchased a women's basketball team or something like that as well for Vegas.
The Aces?
Yes.
Because the Aces were owned by the Raiders owner, by Davis. So did he sell
There's
them
some
off?
stuff in there with Tom Brady becoming part of the board or the owner or something. I need to read.
Okay.
This week, my mind has not really been focusing on the Vegas news and things going on, but I did see something about Tom Brady purchasing or becoming part of the Aces.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the more and more people that come here, I think do affect how things can maybe expand in Vegas. You've got like Mark Wahlberg, who's trying to make Hollywood like the second Hollywood, because California is kind of
He just films there.
Yeah, well, he's moved all of his production here. He's moved everything here. He sold his house in California. He bought a big giant house here, and he moved everything here because he's trying to get talent to move here. My guess is for tax reasons, and then probably all the lockdowns they had were so severe that, he didn't agree with them, is my guess.
Yeah, that's interesting. And then you got possibly the Oakland A's coming over.
Yeah, that would be, I could see the Oakland A's coming. Hopefully they tear down the Rio and put it there. That'd be pretty cool. That would be my ultimate would be to put them there. And then it also makes sense too, because the A's minor league team is here. It's the Las Vegas Aviators.
That's true.
Yeah. So they'd have their minor league team here and the Aviators do really well over in Summerlin. That place is sold out all the time, and really cool stadium. So if you guys are ever in town in the summertime and want to go check out a baseball game, it's a really fun stadium to go out to Summerlin. It's a little bit, of a Uber ride, but it's worth it.
Absolutely. We pretty much fly in 3 or 4 times of the year, but there's one time we will drive.
Sure.
We spend a lot of time outside of the strip, not Fremont, not the strip, but just there's so much more to Vegas than just the strip and Fremont Street. It's just beautiful land.
Yeah. If you get outside and you go to Mount Charleston's very beautiful, and then you can go up to, hopefully Lake Mead fills up a little bit. I'd love to see that.
Oh, that was devastating to see.
It's pretty low, but hey, all these lakes in California filled up this year. There's a lot of snow in Colorado, so hopefully Lake Mead fills up quite a bit this year. So I'm hoping someday in my lifetime to see it filled back up again. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be nice. We saw it this summer, and I was just heartbreaking. I was like, oh my gosh, look how far down it is. The famous Sin City was doing the one boat that was sticking out of the water, and going up every 2 weeks and showing the progression of it.
Yeah, the outdoor adventures, the Sin City outdoor adventures. Yeah. They seem like really nice guys.
Yeah, they appear to be so, and that's how we got on to their channel, right? Because we were just kind of watching that and concerned about Lake Mead and the drought and everything.
Yeah, it's interesting. Beautiful. It's interesting how the government, as soon as that got popular, they banned filming in national parks.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
It'll be interesting what's going to happen with TikTok, what they decide to do with the Chinese having all the exposure for all of us, and they supposedly see all of our information and what.
Man, Facebook does the same thing. Come on now.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about it. How many times have you been talking to somebody and you're like, hey, I want to buy that TV, and then all of a sudden you're getting ads for the TV on your phone?
That just drives me
You know what I mean? Yeah.
They're listening. They're always.
I don't think TikTok's any different than any of the other apps that steal all your information.
No, I totally agree.
Because they've even mentioned that even if you don't have a Facebook profile, Facebook knows who you are. Because of when other people sign up for accounts, they allow them to access their contacts. So they see your phone number associated with a name, and then they correlate that based on so they know who all your friends are without you even having an account, if they gave access to their contacts. So, I mean, is TikTok doing anything different than all these other companies? I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I put stuff on TikTok, but I don't spend a whole lot of time on TikTok. That's not, I don't know.
We've
it's
spent
too
some time on
addictive.
TikTok.
It's too addicting for me. I can't, it's like all of a sudden, one time I spent time on TikTok, and it was like 3 hours later, it was like you went into a time warp, and I'm like, this isn't good.
Get off of this.
This isn't good.
It's addicting.
It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, it's funny because for us, we don't really have satellite TV anymore. We have YouTube, and only because I like to watch football games and Yellowstone.
Okay.
Have a couple of channels that we purchased to stream in, but it's funny how you don't have the direct TVs anymore, and AT&T Universe for us. Right?
Sure.
YouTube has become our platform and our entertainment. I mean, we have a lineup all week. We watch Man versus Jason or Man versus Slots on Tuesdays. We watch you Wednesdays and then we're watching Granny and NES. I mean, it's just, we have a schedule. It's just like when you sit down and you would watch Friends every Thursday night at 7:00.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So Jag Wolf says, are we doing a group pool on Lizard Weekend?
Yeah, that's on Saturday. So we'll be doing that after.
That's not going to be live.
No, it's not going to be live. It's going to be after the first live stream, and we have to see how many people are coming. So we're going to be launching the Ticket Spice. We didn't hear that earlier, but we're going to be doing the Ticket Spice, and it'll be a $20 ticket for the group pull, but that $20 just goes towards your group pull. It's basically just to put some skin in the game, to where if you don't show up, then because people are kind of, I mean, there's some people that are flaky, to where they say they're coming and then they don't come. So then you plan for this and then that doesn't happen. So we just kind of want to give incentive for people to come. Again, you get your money back. So it's not, I'm just eating the cost of whatever Ticket Spice gives, So, but we'll be putting that up.
So do you have a lot of merchandise ready to go?
Working on it.
Yeah. I imagine that's going to be a big hit. Right. I really want the shirt that Sean S had on the other day.
Yeah, I know.
And the logo was in the back.
Yeah. I got that all coming. I'm going to be working on that this week.
That'll be good. I think you're going to have a lot of good sales for the merchandise. I think it's great. Griffin says, April, do you guys live in a van? We do not. I would, but I have 3 big dogs. Well, 2 big dogs, and they would not make it in the van. We do have a home-built camper that we camp in, but yeah, that's funny. Let's see. Are we doing a group pool on the weekend? I got that. So tell me about these bracelets that Dee is doing, right? They seem to be very popular. I go online and they are sold out.
Yeah, so Dee makes all the bracelets, and when he's making them, he really puts all of his heart and energy and luck and all that into making the bracelet, so that if you do get that bracelet, hopefully it brings you some luck. And he just is always likes to make jewelry out of kind of eclectic things, like stainless steel spokes. That's what those are. And then they have a good spring to them, so you can take them on and off easily. And they're really cool. They're really, really cool. And people tend to love them. It's just It's a labor of love for him because they're so labor intensive to get that stainless steel to bend and whatnot. So it takes a lot more
goes
time.
into it.
Yeah, a lot of love goes into it. A lot more time goes into it than what he's, what we're charging for him. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Let's see. We have a protein now, and that's why we never had one before. It was so exciting to this state. That's what Papa was talking about. I'm just kind of reading through the chat, making sure I didn't skip over anything.
Sure. We got like 80 people in the chat. It's pretty cool.
That is awesome. I appreciate it. We've had a lot of fun with this Unplugged with April. I love going over. Typically, I go over Vegas news, things that are going on in our communities as far as slot channels go, and then just answer questions. I don't know, did KDC slots ever come in? Because they are our winner of March Madness. That's awesome. I know we talked about that earlier, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Bradley, I think, got last place. I really think he went through and just chose all the underdogs. That was absolutely crazy.
That's the way to do it if you're going to do it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, there was a chance at that point. I mean, who would have guessed you'd have all 4 number 1 teams out so fast? And just the amount of upsets this year, the bracket being broken so quickly is just absolutely.
That's good. Get all those unknown teams to be in there. I mean, it's not good for them. I'm sure the big CBS and whatnot, they don't want those big teams to be gone. But I say so. Well,
this is my first year ever that our entire bracket. I mean, our whole group, Jay. There's nothing left. I mean, there's no teams. Nobody has any stake in the game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Cher says, do you ever play the buy-in bonus games?
Buy-in bonus games.
There's some channels you can purchase the bonus. I think Cashman does that.
Don't get me started on that. That was
story time with Jay. Let's go.
Well, you guys, it was during a Low Roller Wednesday when I bought those like $250 bonuses at the El Cortez and got nerfed. I got screwed on those. It was like, I think I got like $5 or something like that for the win. So I got pretty screwed on those 2 buy-in bonuses. So I don't know if I'll ever do that.
NES says, how many slot lizard hat colors do you personally own and wear?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 9. They're all on the website. You can get them. They're all.
So where did the Buc-ee's hat go?
Buc-ee's is right on top here. Okay. I got it. I wear the Buc-ee's hat during the day. I got to sport the merch though. You know what I mean?
I do.
I know.
It's funny when we went to Vegas and it was cold outside. Mike's like, you still need to wear your t-shirt. I'm like, it's cold outside. I need my sweatshirts. So I need to get a sweatshirt with our logos on it and stuff.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. I saw something. Oh, Missy A Slot. Been watching the Lizards since they started. Now I have a group watching and we text back and forth. It's awesome. Oh.
Very cool.
Missy, hopefully they're in the chat and you guys are chatting during the chat.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions?
Christina saying, can we meet the dogs? Yes, we'll plan that out on a Sunday. I can bring my dogs, let y'all see them. That's funny. Does Sean S. crop dust the machines for you so you can play on the ones you want?
I tried to get him to do the 300. This is Sparta to that lady last night playing 50 lions, but he wouldn't do it. He was supposed to be my strong man, and he wouldn't do it. And I was like, come on, Sean. Kick her in the chest off the machine.
I tell you what, he's been a blessing to your channel. He's a lot of fun to listen to in the background.
Yeah. But no, I've never done that to anybody. I've had people do it to me, or not by. Oh, and NES wants a hundo better. That's your shirt, brother. I always give reference to you. I'm like, NES, according to NES.
So Pop-Pop has a great question. When the channel name changes, what about your merchandise? Is it going to change?
Well, it'll still be the Slot Lizards, right? It's just, it's purely for algorithm reasons. That's all it is. It's strictly for not getting, unfortunately, YouTube and Facebook, you have to really watch what you should say in order to still get reach. So even though I'm not saying slut lizards, I'm saying slot lizards, the computer thinks I'm saying slut lizards. Well, to convince the computer, there's no way to tell them like, hey, I'm not saying that. So it doesn't, they just completely destroy the reach of the video. So
my reach is not going to be very broad tonight because we keep talking about that.
Correct. The sluts get taking it down. We'll see how this reaches. I don't know. The sluts will take you down. But anyways, I lost my train of thought. So I'll just be saying, SL slots in the house, but everything will still have, like, the merchandise will be slot lizards and stuff.
I think it's a brilliant logo. It's beautiful. Yeah. It's brilliant. It's amazing to me, right? I don't know how much thought you put in behind that, but it's really great.
I see a chat from Michael Judd there. Have I ever met other slot channels and thought these people are jerks? There is one.
The Mike and April do cool stuff show.
No. There is one out there. His name is NES. He's
I know.
I know. He's such a unseasoned white rice. No,
it's a big teddy bear. Oh, that's right. He was called the unseasoned rice.
No, I love NES. Regarding other slot channels, I mean, I've met a lot of the slot channels, not a lot of the bigger ones I've met. I haven't met NG yet, but each person's different. I take people for who they are, even if they are, or they come off as jerks or whatever. It is what it is. I will never talk bad about anybody else because it's just not my style. People enjoy different channels for different reasons, and they have their reasons. How they operate outside of that channel is how they operate. That's on them.
Yeah, and I agree. I think most channels are pretty consistent, right? I have found, I've met a few people, right? And it just seems like what you get on camera, what you see on camera is how they are off camera. Have you found that as well?
For the most part, yeah. I'd say 90% of the time. Some people are more outgoing on camera than they are in person. And I don't know if that's just their personality, like they're able to, let loose on camera and kind of be.
It could be the opposite.
Yeah, be the opposite of who they are in real life, of how they interact with human beings. And that's similar to people on the internet in general. People always act different on the internet than they would act in real life, most of the time.
Phil says, thankfully, it's not his channel. But Phil Bogo was there when we were there at the end of February. Yeah.
No, Phil was a good guy. He just he was the how we found out about the whole Uber thing and how
the cab.
The cabs
it was over a 2.5 hour wait.
Yeah,
they did not want to come out.
Apparently, in his province of Canada, they do not allow Uber or Lyft, so he can't even sign up for it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point too. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So if you're in, I think it was Victoria province, or I can't remember which province it was. Make sure you figure out how to get back from the Longhorn, because you could be stranded there for a couple hours until a cab comes.
They do have hotel rooms.
They do.
I'm trying to see. Michael Judd says, I love that your channel stays out of the drama.
Yeah, I try to. People always try and bring up drama because people love drama, just naturally. Human beings love drama. But I just don't want to do that just because I just don't want to do it. It's not worth my time.
Right. You need those positive vibes, positive channels, right? We got to just keep going, get those hand pays.
No, it's British
Sing the back-to-back.
Yeah, sing the back-to-back. Some people hate the back-to-back. I don't know. It's interesting.
Why?
I don't know. It's probably because
everybody has their own opinion, right? Everybody has their own opinion.
I admit I can't sing, but I still love it.
I cannot sing either. I can't carry a tune. I do sing the back-to-back song. I actually have a lot of puns that I will say in the casino, and Michael always reminds me, don't do that.
Sure.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. As well as you've heard, don't touch the screen.
Yeah. Don't touch my credit.
It drives him nuts. Yeah. It drives him. He's like,
touch my credits. Don't touch my credits, right?
Exactly. So Pop Up
Oh,
says, how often do you get asked for money by strangers?
um,
Wow.
at the Longhorn and Bighorn, it happens a little bit. It happens a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but it happens anywhere else I've been. You know, whenever you
Oh,
have a big
absolutely.
win, whenever you have a big win, um, people will be like, they'll throw words out. Oh, do you want to share the wealth or whatever? And it's like, I've given people money before. You know, when they're like, I was with Sean one time at the Bighorn, and this little old lady, she was down. She was pulling out single dollars, like just she was down to her last. Like these were the scraggliest dollars you've ever seen. And I gave her a $50 bill. I'm like, hey, go have some fun. And she was up. I think she was up like $600 off that $50. So I mean, it's kind of cool to see people win if you give them some money. But I don't like when people ask for it. You know, if they're just like straight asking and kind of demanding it because you had a big win. If people are just like, I like to give it more out of my own volition than to like kind of be forced into it.
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
So
the beef
Michael also,
jerky. That beef jerky, I just saw Sean put they want to sell beef jerky. I should have bought that bag of beef jerky. That was great content and I missed out on it.
well, actually, yeah, that would have been funny. Do you also have, how did Sean S get you to let him do a duet with Back to Back?
Sean just kind of got into it. He was just letting his inner back to back fly, you know. He just was
It's
feeling
easy
the
to be
rhythm.
yourself, right, around you.
Yeah, yeah.
You just have that nature. Lydia Fano says, you are so perfect during your live streams. You are fun to watch. I can't wait for Wednesdays and Saturday nights. I hear you.
Oh,
We're the
thank you
same
so
way.
much, Lydia. I
Yeah, you're
appreciate that.
just a household name for us now. Let's see. Jay, since it's tax season, when you get a hand pay, I notice you never take any federal out. I assume you either break even or lose on the year when it comes to gambling and to avoid the huge tax implications.
That is correct. So, because I have so many hand pays, I keep actually like a daily log of my ins and outs, what machines I played, when I played them. I keep track of everything. And
Smart.
so when it comes to tax season, plus I have all the video too. So if they want to watch the video, they can go ahead and watch the video. So, I mean, no, any slot channel that says they end up winning at the end of the year, unless they have like some massive, massive win, is lying to you. There's no, I mean, you're going to lose money. This is strictly just for entertainment purposes. That's all it is for. So my losses by far outweigh my wins. And it's
But
very
you win great, right? Because you
yeah,
have all these people, all you have followers, you have a big
yeah.
lizard family, right? So
That's what
you
it is.
win
Is
overall.
it's more just to have fun and to escape uh, escape what's happening around us and have some fun for a couple hours a week.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually, for brief moments, was able to withdraw myself, from my father's situation yesterday and just kind of
Mhm.
pop in. I watched you play for a couple of minutes and I jumped out. It's nice to have, where
Yeah.
you can just step away. You have a
Yeah.
break, right?
Because
It's
everybody's got stress in their life, and sometimes you just got to get away from that stress. So
yeah. I tell you what, when we started watching you, Michael was excited because he's like, it's Saturday night. We're not going to the casino. I'm like, no, the listeners are playing. We can't. We got to watch them, right? We've saved a ton of money.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Then you could blow it all in Vegas. You know,
Yeah.
you pay our personal income tax here, basically.
So he says, I'm sorry, Michael Judd says, that's an interesting by tracking wins. Have you ever noticed any machines that hit during the specific times or certain days since you are tracking?
I haven't got that deep into the analytics. The reason why is because I kind of play at the same time all the time. So like I'm busy during the day. So my play time is always from 7 to midnight type of deal. So I don't play enough variability in the day to really see if they play. Now I have noticed in a lot of like Friday nights seem to be really hot at the Bighorn and Longhorn. So if you ever do go play then, because I mean, I've seen just massive wins coming out of there on Friday nights. Saturdays are a little tougher when there's been big wins on a Friday night. Like Sean and I always talk to the slot techs. That's one thing you can do. So always talk to your slot techs to find out if a machine's hot
Yes.
or if they've had a bunch of jackpots recently. Like that Golden Century machine, they said that's why I got on that one where I hit 5,000. He was like, yeah, this machine's been paying out quite a bit today. So I hopped over, pumped out 5,000 out of that machine. And then, 2 hours later, the person hit the grand for on $1. So, I always talk to the slot techs when I first get there to kind of find out the lay of the land. And like this last Friday night, they had paid out I think it was like 3 or 4 $10,000 jackpots on that Friday night. And I was like, this might be a tough one. And it was. It was a tough go. It happens though. But you get a lot of free play from the Bighorn and Longhorn. So, I used up some of my free play afterwards and made a big chunk back. So that was positive.
Well, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm getting messages from my family, so I'm going to run along.
Yeah.
I thoroughly appreciate you coming in. It has been wonderful. I'd love to have you come back.
Yeah. We'll do this again.
Get your different views on what's going on in Vegas, because as a local versus as a tourist, right? It's very interesting. We have a big following on our channel of people that come to Vegas and visit, in our room reviews and things like that, right?
Very cool.
So, so I appreciate you coming in. Everybody, thank you for coming into the chat, viewing us. Be sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to both of our channels. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up button as well. And we appreciate everybody. We hope everybody has a blessed week. And we will see you Wednesday night in the Lizard chat.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you then.
Thanks, Jay.
Have a great week, guys.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.